Good afternoon. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Good. Nervous?
A little bit.
Faison, how old are you?
I'm 20 years of age.
Do you go to school?
Yes, I do.
Where do you go to school?
I'm a fourth-year student at the University of New Haven.
And have we met before today?
Yes, we have.
And why did we meet?
We met regarding the incident that occurred on May 14th, 2022.
And how many times have we met? A couple times?
A couple times, yeah.
I want to direct your attention to May 14th of 2022. How old were you back then?
I was 17 years of age.
And were you in school?
Yeah, I was.
Where were you in school?
Shelton High School.
And did you play any sports?
Yes, I did.
What sports did you play?
I played football.
And I want to direct your attention to that day.
Yes.
Was there an occasion where you went to a house located at 44 Pawtucket Ave?
Yes, there was.
All right. Tell us why you went to that house.
So I was at my friend Rodrigo Crespo's house for my friend Antonio Capamola's surprise birthday party.
And how long were you there for?
I was there for maybe like an hour.
And do you recall what time you got there?
I got there around 9 p.m.
And so you were there from between 9 and 10 p.m.?
Yes.
And at some point in time, did you leave there?
Yes, I did.
Why did you leave?
I left to go to Tyler Rich's house because Roddy's party was done at the house.
And why did you go to Tyler Rich's house?
It's a regular thing to do. He texted us to come there.
Okay. So you went there?
Yeah.
How did you go over there?
I was with my friend Jeremy Oko. He was driving.
Okay. When you were at 44 Pawtucket Avenue, what kind of party was that other than a surprise party? Were you guys hanging out?
Yeah, hanging out, high school party.
When you say high school party, did you have any alcohol to drink at this high school party?
Yes, I did.
And what were you drinking?
I was drinking beer.
And how many beers would you say you had?
I had about like 2.
And when you left, when Jeremy Oko brought you to Tyler Rich's house, actually, I'm going to show you this exhibit real quick. Exhibit 5. You know whose house that is?
Yes, I do.
Whose house is that?
That's Tyler Rich's house.
And that's the house you went to that night?
Yes, sir.
And when you went over to Tyler Rich's house on May 14th of 2022, did you bring any alcohol with you?
No, I don't believe so.
When you got there at Tyler Rich's house, did you go right in the house when you got there?
Yeah, I went right into the house.
And was it just you and Jeremy Oko in the car?
It was me, Jeremy Oko, Jacob Villalobos, Matthew Moore Sanchez, and Aida Aul.
And when you got there, you said, where did you say you walked in the house?
No, so I walked in like through the backyard.
Okay. What side? You're looking at this exhibit.
Yeah.
To the right.
To the right, like kind of, well, not to the right, like straight, and then like around the house to the right.
So if I'm pointing to this area here.
Yeah.
Okay, in front of the blue pickup truck where it's open, you can kind of see like a. You can kind of see a.
Yeah, like a little opening. Yeah.
Is that where you went in?
Yeah, I went around and through the back.
All right. And what kind of entrances over there?
Over there, it's an entrance to the basement.
Okay. And you walked down into the basement?
Yeah.
Now, when you got to the basement, what kind of things were going on in the basement?
People just chilling.
All right. When you say chilling, what does that mean? The jury doesn't know. You got to explain that.
Just like hanging out, drinking a little bit, I guess, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. And there was alcohol being consumed?
Yes.
And when you got there, did you have any alcohol yourself?
Yes.
And what were you drinking?
2 Bud Lights.
And outside of the 2 Bud Lights, did you have anything else to drink that night?
No, sir.
So you had 2 at 44 Pawtucket, 2 at Tyler Rich's house.
Yes, sir.
And you got there at about 10 p.m.
Yeah, like around like 10:15.
What kind of night was it? Was it dark? Was it pitch black?
It was a regular night, like dark a little bit.
When you were outside before you got into Tyler Rich's house, could you see inside? Can you see outside and notice?
Yeah.
Was there anybody outside when you got to Tyler Rich's
When
house?
I got to Tyler Rich's, no.
And how do you know Tyler Rich?
He's a really good friend of mine. I met him when I first came to Shelton. Always been close with him, played football with him. He really brought me around everyone. Picked me up for school every day. Yeah.
Okay. You know who this is? This is State's Exhibit 54. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Who is that?
That's me.
State's Exhibit 56. Do you know who this is?
Yes.
Who is that?
That's Ryan Hines.
And how do you know Ryan Hines?
I played football with him. He was 2 years under me.
Younger than you?
Yeah.
State's Exhibit 55. Do you know who that is?
Yes,
Who is that?
that's Tommy Comrie.
How do you know Tommy?
Tommy's always friends with him. Met him through high school.
State's 57. Do you know who that is? State's 57.
Yes,
Who's that?
Jimmy McGrath.
Do you know Jimmy McGrath?
Yes, I did.
How do you know Jimmy?
I was friends with him.
Now, on May 14th of 22, were these individuals at Tyler Rich's house at the time?
Yes, they were.
Do you know Ricky Fiola?
Yes, I do.
Was he present at Tyler Rich's house?
Yes, he was.
How about Sal Perry? Was he there?
Yes.
What about Mike Samperi?
Yes.
What about Charlie Connery? Was he there?
Yes.
And how about Jake Villalobos?
Yes, he was there.
He was there because you went there with him, right?
Yeah.
And how about Matt Lockovich? You know Matt Lockovich?
Yes, I know Matthew Love.
And was he present at Tyler Rich's house?
Yes, he was.
All right. Now, when you got to, if I may have, when you got to when you got to 43 Laurel Glen, what were you wearing that night? Do you
Yeah,
recall?
I was wearing a rubber ducky marble T-shirt.
I'll show you State's Exhibit 23.
Yes.
You recognize State's Exhibit 23?
Yes, I do.
What is this exhibit?
That's the shirt I was wearing that night.
When you got there, you were chilling out with your friends in the basement. How long would you say you were there for?
Like in the basement?
Yeah.
Probably like 15, 20 minutes, give or take.
After about 15 or 20 minutes, did withdrawn. You're familiar with Griffin Marcinzik?
Yes, I am.
How are you familiar with him?
He played football with me.
And after about 15 or 20 minutes, did Ryan Hines and Griffin Marcinzik show up at Tyler Rich's house?
Yes, they did.
And when they showed up at Tyler Rich's house, did you speak with them?
Briefly, yes.
And in speaking with them, not with what they said, but when you spoke to them, were you informed about an incident that occurred prior to Tyler Rich's house over at Lazy Brook Road?
Yes, I was.
And were you aware of what had happened over on Lazy Brook Road with regards to Ryan Hines prior to Ryan and Griffin arriving at Tyler Rich's house?
No, I wasn't.
So you were informed when you got there that something had happened at Lazy Brook by them?
Yes.
Were you aware, based on that conversation, who that involved?
No, I wasn't aware yet on who it involved.
And after you spoke with them, withdrawn. Prior to speaking with Ryan and Griffin, were you aware of any group chat messaging that was going on in relation to that incident that happened on Lazy Brook Road?
No, I wasn't.
After speaking with Ryan and Griffin, were you made aware that there was a group chat messaging that was happening with regards to that?
No, I wasn't.
At any point during your interaction with anybody at Tyler Rich's house, were you aware of this group messaging that was going on?
Yes.
Okay, when did you become aware of it?
I would say, I believe it was Tanner who was talking about it.
And at some point in time, withdrawn, when Tanner informed you that this group messaging was going on, did that happen before or after individuals showed up to the house?
This was before. Wait. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Let me ask you this way. At some point in time, did individuals that were not invited to Tyler Rich's house show up to Tyler Rich's house?
Yes.
Okay. Now, were you made aware of this group chat before that happened or after that happened?
Before that happened.
How long before?
Maybe about like 5 minutes, give or take.
Okay. And when those individuals showed up to to Tyler Rich's house, how were you made aware that they showed up to the house?
So someone, I do not recall who said, but someone said people were like pulling up the ties. And obviously I don't know who they was talking about. But
And when they said that, what, if anything, did you do as a result of that?
well, I also was told that they had McDonald's. So, you know, me, I'm a big kid, so I was hungry. So
So you were made aware that they had McDonald's and you were hungry?
yeah.
So at some point in time, did you exit Tyler Rich's house?
Yes, I did.
And when you exited Tyler Rich's house, how did you leave the house?
I left through the back, and then next to that AC unit came out towards the front area.
So you exited where the Bilco doors were? You exited through the Bilco doors?
Yes.
Again, if we're all on the same page here, State's Exhibit 5. You exited this area here,
Yes.
and I'm pointing to the area it looks like a circle clearing in front of the blue pickup truck and what appears to be, looks like a mulch pile right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you exited that area, did you walk down, how did you walk? Down the driveway? How did you walk towards the car?
Like through the grass.
What's that?
Like through the grass. Like, well, through the driveway first, and then like across.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 49. When the car arrived at Tyler Rich's house, are you able to describe to the jury, using State's Exhibit 49, where you observed the car at that moment?
Yes.
Where was it?
It was across the street.
Okay. When you say across the street, can you describe where across the street?
It was on the right. Well, yeah, it was on the right hand side. And it was.
Okay. Are we?
Well, yeah, yes.
Can you use some of the? You know, it was on the right side of the street here?
Yeah, this side of the street over here. Oh, my bad. I forgot. Yeah, it's on the right side of the street. Sorry.
So, let me know if I'm correct. I'm pointing right here, just to the area left of these bushes on the bottom of 49, on the right side of the road of Laurel Glen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can the record reflect that that's where I'm pointing?
Yes.
To the left of those trees on the bottom of Laurel Glen, States 49.
Or to let the record reflect.
So when you notice the car, was it parked on the side of the road? Was it in the middle of the road?
It was more like in. It was like in the road, like near the side. It wasn't like exactly all the way over though.
Okay. And so this is a picture of Tyler's house. Are you aware that the road this road right here on the lower left-hand portion of 49, that's Adams Drive?
Yes.
And do you know this road up here on the other side of Laurel Glen? Yep.
I do not recall.
Okay. When the car arrived, was the car facing that way, or in other words, facing, I guess, upward in this picture, or facing towards Adams, if you can recall?
I do not recall.
All right. And when you went out of the house to approach the car, were you with any?
Yes, I was.
Who were you with?
It was me, Tyler Rich. I do not recall who else was with us.
How many people would you say were with you at the time?
Like around 5 to 7 people
Okay.
out there.
At some point in time, did more people come outside?
Yes.
Did you approach this vehicle at all?
Yes,
What
yes,
kind
I
of
did.
car? Do you remember what kind of car it was?
It was like a black SUV.
Showing you States 30. Does that look like the vehicle that you saw that night?
Yes, it does.
And when you approached the vehicle, do you remember what side of the car you approached?
Yes.
What side?
Driver's side.
And when you approached the driver's side, how close to the car did you get when you went up to the car?
Pretty close.
When you say pretty close,
Like I was right next to the car.
so like a foot or two?
Yeah, like a foot or two, yes.
And based on the lighting that night, were you able to see inside the car?
Yes.
And tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you were able to observe when you initially approached the car.
So when I first approached the car, I saw about 4 people in the vehicle.
You only saw about 4 people? Do you
Yes.
know if there were anybody else in the vehicle?
No, I do not know.
And did you recognize anybody in the vehicle that night?
Yes.
Who did you recognize?
Mackenzie Trafficante.
And who else? Did you recognize anybody else?
No.
Who is Mackenzie Trafficante?
Girl from Shelton.
And how do you know her?
I know her. I went to middle school with her.
And when you approached the car, did you have a conversation with anybody in the car?
At first, yeah.
Who did you have a conversation with?
I believe it was the driver because I was asking about the McDonald's. And then after that, I really backed off. I wasn't.
So you were asking about McDonald's to the
Yeah.
driver and you backed off?
Yeah, like they said, he was like, no, we don't got a McDonald's. And I was like, all right. So I really I was off towards the side after that. Just like chilling, but I was so close to the car. Like I wasn't like far away.
When you were initially talking to the driver, were you having, did you indicate anything else to him other than whether or not he had McDonald's? Did you say anything else to him?
No.
And after you spoke to the driver, you said you moved away from the car?
Yeah.
Did you observe anything happen between your friends and the car while you were out there?
Yes, I did.
What did you observe?
So they started like arguing while they was like near the car, and then that's where I got closer and I started like screaming like, "Yo, y'all gotta leave! Like y'all gotta dip." And
What
then,
did you say? You guys got to leave?
Yeah, gotta leave. Yeah.
Okay. And what else did you say to them?
Oh, you're like y'all gotta dip. Like that's like another.
What does that mean?
That's another term for like leaving.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you say that loud?
Yeah, definitely.
And what happened when you were telling them to leave?
When I was telling them to leave, they like weren't moving at first, and then like we started like rocking the car, like back and forth. And after that, they left. They went straight down the road, and they started like coming back and forth.
And when you say they went down the road, did they drive? Well, there's a map behind it. States Exhibit 1. You approach the driver's side door.
Yeah.
So was the car facing this way if you approach the driver's side door? Facing towards Farmhouse Lane?
Farmhouse, yes.
And which way did the car drive when they left?
They left. They went that way, then that way, then that way, then that way. They just kept driving back and forth.
And when they kept driving back and forth, what, if anything, was happening?
People were like chasing the car per se. Like they were running behind it. Like when it was going back and forth.
Do you recall if any of your friends threw anything at the car?
Yes.
Okay. And what, if anything, do you recall being thrown at the car?
I'm pretty sure it was a beer can.
And was anything thrown from the car at any point?
Not that I recall.
Now, do you recall when the beer can was thrown at the car, do you know where, did it hit the car, do you recall?
Yeah.
Where did it hit the car?
I don't know, but I heard like a shatter.
Okay. So,
Like a loud like thump.
do you recall whether or not, can you see this
Yeah.
effect in the windshield?
Yeah.
Do you recall whether or not was that caused by the beer can that was thrown? Do you know?
I don't recall.
But you heard some type of shatter?
Yeah, like a loud like thud.
Now, at some point in time, does the car stop driving back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about that. What do you recall about that happening?
When it stopped, there's some people over there. I didn't personally see what happened over there, but
When
then
you say over there, where did they stop?
where the car stopped?
Yeah, where do you recall where on the street the car
No,
stopped?
I don't recall.
Was it close to 43 Laurel Glen or was it further away?
A bit further away. It wasn't like right exactly there.
Was it closer to Adams or was it closer to Farmhouse Road?
It was definitely closer to farmhouse.
Okay, so when the car stopped closer to Farmhouse Road, how did you see that it was stopped?
I didn't see it was stopped.
Where were you?
I was like, I was like near. I was like on the side of the road.
You were on the side of the road in front of Tyler Rich's house?
Yeah.
And how long would you say you were watching what was going on down the road when the car stopped?
Like 30 seconds, if that. Like
After
maybe
30
less.
seconds, what did you do?
What did I do? Everybody they just started coming back to the house.
Okay. And did you go back inside the house?
No,
Okay, what did you do?
I didn't. I was just like outside, like with the guys. Like
Yeah.
afterwards,
What were you doing outside with the guys?
you're chilling. Like everybody was amped up a little bit. Like after it all like took place.
Do you recall whether or not any of your friends went down the street after the car?
Yes.
Do you know who went down the street?
No, I do not recall.
Now, at some point in time, do you recall whether or not your friends came back from down the street?
Yes.
And when they came back down the street, what, if anything, did you do?
I was just waiting for them to come back. Like I was just dapping people up, like whatever. After that, like I was like giving high fives, like shaking hands after,
Why were you doing that?
because they came back from running people off from the house.
Okay. And when they came back and you guys were chilling and you guys met back up, did you go have an occasion to go back inside the house?
No,
You stayed outside?
I stayed outside.
And at some point in time, when you were outside, did the car return?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Can you please describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what happened when your car returned?
So when the car returned, two individuals got out of the motor vehicle, and they came up to us around the front of the Rich's house. And when they came up,
I'm going to show you States 4.
yeah,
Can you show me on States 4 where they came up?
when they came up, yes. So
Just describe it.
just describe it. Towards the grass, like kind of near the red bush.
So this red bush, did it come up the street here?
Yeah,
And at what point when the car was driving up here, did you see the two individuals get out?
when they were parked, when the car was stopped.
Do you remember where the car parked or where the car stopped?
Yes,
Where?
it was on the side, like where the grass is. Like,
States 52. Can you show on States 52 where you recall the car stopped?
Where I recall the car stopped.
Okay, so somewhere over here?
Yeah, somewhere over here.
Okay. That the record can reflect, it's the bottom, near the mailbox on 52, Your Honor.
I'll let the record reflect it's near the mailbox, but it's to the right of the mailbox. Thank you.
And when the car stopped, you said you noticed individuals get out of the car?
yes,
And who did you notice get out of the car?
Lito, and then Tyler De Silva.
And do you know Tyler De Silva?
Prior to that, no.
And do you recall what Tyler De Silva was wearing that night?
Yeah,
What was he wearing?
he had like a blue baseball jersey on.
And you said Lido. Do you know Lido?
Yeah, now I do, yes.
But prior to
Prior
that
to
night,
that,
you didn't?
no.
And does Lido have a different name?
Raul
Raul what?
Valley.
And is Raul Valley present in the courtroom today?
Yes, he is.
And what is he wearing?
He's wearing a blue suit.
And can you please point him out for the record? Your Honor, may the record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant in this case?
Court will allow the record to reflect that the witness has identified Mr. Raul Valley. Thank you.
Now, did anybody else get out of the car that you recognized at that point?
No,
It was just those two individuals?
just those two individuals.
And when they got out of the car, can you please describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how they were, did they approach you and your friends?
Yes.
And how did they approach you?
Not in like, it was in, their demeanor was looking like they were trying to start a problem.
Trying to start a problem?
Yes.
Okay, and with regards to States 52, do you recall where on States 52 behind you, where they walked on the property?
Yeah.
The record can reflect he's motioning to what is the tree that is on States 52.
All right. Court will allow the record to reflect that. Thank you.
How close were the defendant and Mr. De Silva when they were approaching you and your friends on the property?
Like, how close were they to me?
Yeah.
So at first, I wasn't really close to them. And then when they were talking to Tyler Rich, he was at the front. I overheard him say, "Where's Aiden King?" And Aiden King, that's one of my close friends. So that's when I came towards the front because they said they was looking for Aiden.
Do you know who was asking for aid?
No, I do not recall.
Now, how close was the defendant and Tyler De Silva to each other when they were approaching you and your friends?
Like, how close were they to each other?
Yeah.
Like, probably like 2 feet apart.
Okay. And someone walked up asking for Aiden King?
Yes.
Now, at some point in time, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, were you close to Tyler De Silva or the defendant at any particular
I was
moment?
definitely closer to Raul, the defendant.
I'm sorry?
I was closer to the defendant.
Okay. And when you were, did you have an interaction with the defendant when you were close to him?
Yes.
And what was that interaction like?
I said, y'all got to leave and get out of here.
And what was the defense reaction to you saying he had to leave?
Just like disregarded.
And did he argue with you?
Not with me personally, no.
Was he arguing with anybody?
Yes.
What was he doing?
They was just standing there and they was bickering with Tyler Rich, like arguing with him.
How long would you say the arguing back and forth lasted for?
Like 30 seconds, if that.
After 30 seconds, did something happen?
Yes.
What happened?
A punch was thrown.
Do you recall who threw that punch?
Yes, I do.
Who threw that punch?
Tyler Rich.
And you recall why he threw that punch?
No, I don't recall why.
Right before the punch was thrown, were you close to the defendant?
Yes.
And do you recall who out of your friends was near you at the time?
No, I do not recall, besides Tyler Rich.
Do you know Ty Wood?
Yes, I know Tyler Wood.
Do you recall if Ty Wood was near you?
Yes, he was outside with us.
Was he near you right
Yeah.
before the punch was thrown?
Yes.
And you say you know Tommy Connery.
Yes.
Was Tommy Connery close to you at the time or no?
Not really. He was a bit, like, behind me,
Okay.
per se.
How about Charlie Connery? Was Charlie near you at the time?
Not too close to me, no.
Now, when the punch was thrown, do you recall who got hit?
Yes.
Who got hit?
Tyler Silva.
Tyler got hit?
Yes.
And when that happened, did the fight start?
Yes.
And describe what happened when the fight started.
So when the fight started, Tyler and De Silva went to the ground, and they was over there, like, towards this area right here.
And where were you in relation to 52?
Right here. I was like around here, this area for a little bit.
Okay. So it's around near the tree?
Yeah, near the tree, yes.
And did you participate in the fight?
Yes, I did.
What did you do during the fight?
I was throwing some kicks,
Okay, what kind of kicks?
like stomps. Like
Were they hard? Were they soft? What kind?
they weren't too hard.
Okay. Why did you do that?
Why did I do that? Because these individuals, they came on the Tyler Rich's property uninvited, trying to cause an issue.
Okay. Now, at some point in time, did you stop engaging in the fight?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because I was like, it was time to start breaking up the fight.
How long would you say it lasted for, your interaction?
My interaction, like 20 seconds, if that.
And when that was going on, were you closer to Tyler De Silva or the defendant?
I do not recall.
But you were involved in the fight.
Yes, I was.
At some point in time, tell us what happens after you stop fighting. You stop fighting.
After I stopped fighting, stopped fighting, at first I see Tommy Connery on the ground, like with his legs. It's like he couldn't move.
Why couldn't he move?
He was stabbed. And
What did you observe about Tommy?
like he was laying on the grass, like he like couldn't move at all, and there was just blood coming from his legs. And then I looked over to the right of him, and I seen Jimmy, like just sitting there bleeding out, and Sal and Jacob were like trying to help him. And then after that, someone came up to me with a flashlight, and they was like, "Face on your arm," and all I saw was like a big piece of fat like hanging out of my arm, and just blood like bleeding down the side of me.
Do you recall being stabbed that night?
No, I do not recall.
Do you recall seeing any weapon that night?
No,
Did you have any weapons on you that night?
no.
Do you recall whether or not? Do you recall why? Let's run. You don't recall being stabbed. Why don't you recall being stabbed?
There was so much like adrenaline flowing through my body, and I didn't even have an idea that there was a knife or anything, because I was just like turned around, kinda. I didn't really see anything happen at that point. Like after breaking up the fight. But then,
Prior to your testimony today, did we review a video of the fight?
yes, we did.
And I want to show you just a still from that movie. This is State's Exhibit 60. Okay. This is we're going to show you the slow motion version of State's Exhibit 60 frame number 178.
Yeah.
Counsel,
Yes, sir.
whenever you feel there's a good time to stop.
Okay, thank you. Stop it, actually, go back. Right there. At 171, we're going to do frame 171. Can you see that on your screen?
Yes, I can.
171. Faison, who is this individual right here?
That's me.
Okay. You indicated before that you had a Marvel t-shirt on.
Yes.
Doesn't look like you have a Marvel t-shirt.
No, I did not have my shirt on anymore.
Why did you not have your shirt on?
One, it was hot, and two, I was just shirtless at that point in time. Like I took my shirt off like myself.
Your Honor, if this is a good moment